Guys, the fastest growing male grooming company just got even better. I'm talking about Backscape that just launched their 2.0 friction fit handle, bringing you the best back shaver on the market. Guys, back hair is not sexy at any age, and it's time you do something about it. Engineered for back shaving, the new 2.0 friction fit handle makes it easy to snap the Backscape razor in and out of the handle. Pop it in to experience an entirely independent back shave with an ergonomic handle that gets every hard to reach spot. Pop it out to touch up the rest of your body. The new titanium shave head makes for a smoother shave, protects your skin, and delivers a smooth finish. Listen to the bad guy and take back the power of grooming your back. Go to Backscape.com. Use the promo code Chael10 to get 10% off your first order of any of their kits on the website. Just click on the link below. Tyson versus Paul is going to be an exhibition. Who did this? Whose fault is this? Why would we know that? Why would we know that? The word exhibition is wildly damning in America. And this isn't Chael's opinion or Chael's choice. This got tested. This got tested when Floyd Mayweather went to Rizin and did a boxing match. And the Japanese promotion told us it was an exhibition. Now, when this was water, when this just sucked any interest out of that match, they came out to clarify. And when I was growing up here in Oregon, we had a guy named Don Owen, a very interesting promoter to study if that's the kind of thing that you're into. But Don Owens, rest his soul, would put on a regular basis an extravaganza. This is an extravaganza. That would be the big night. And that was the word that he used. It was something special. Put a little something special on it. Turn your head, get a little attention. No matter how much, but it would get you a little something. And that is what they attempted to do when they said exhibition. That was all that was meant, is an extravaganza. Can't call it a once in a lifetime, but it's going to be a once in a long time. We've been promoting a while. We've never used this word before. We're going to use this one word to describe this one great opportunity to see Floyd, who you thought was retired, who you thought was done, for his first time in our ring, on our soil, on our networks. That's what it was meant. They came out and they attempted to fix this, but it's a very problematic word. Now, you can't fully get around it. Fighting is not a word that you get to just throw out and apply to anything. Neither is a punch, for that matter. Not in America, and specifically in Texas, who will have jurisdiction over that match. Why? Because it's a legal term. It's a legal term done by the government. It's overseen. You don't get to choose what fighting is. It's already chosen. There's a set description and definition. And I bring that to you because while they could remain silent and why they could remain out of it, the commission, which is public, if the media contacted them, if the media asked them that question, they're not going to go along with, nor should they, what's best for business and or promotion. They are above all of that. They are a government agency, and they are going to answer the question. And they're not going to call it a fight. They can't, because fight is a legal term. So they don't get to just say it's a, they have to answer the question, which is exhibition. I'm sharing this with you because I don't think anybody made that call. Greg Alvarez is the head of that commission. I don't think you could Google and find where Greg Alvarez has stated to anybody that Floyd versus Paul is going to be an exhibition. I don't believe that. In fact, I'll go a step further, which is if it is an exhibition, then it is outside of the scope of the commission. So if the commission is not overseeing it, it would not pertain to the legal vernacular that I'm telling you is being used, which brings me back to my initial premise that I started 3 minutes and 45 seconds ago. Who started this? Who revealed this? Who brought to us that it's an exhibition? It changes everything within the audience in North America. We have a really hard time, really hard time getting sponsors in boxing. And you're thinking, me, Chael, you're not paying attention. There's tens of millions of dollars in boxing. That simply is not true. Yeah, you're right. I didn't finish my statement. We have a really hard time getting sponsors in boxing for the amateurs. I've been promoting since 2001. The only person in all of America that has held a promoter's license that is still actively busy and never had a break. Over me is Dana White. I love to say that. I don't know why, but I take a pride in that. Mainly, I suppose, because everybody has come and gone. It's not as though there's not promoters that could date themselves back to 2001. There's not promoters still standing with the doors open that can date themselves back to 2001. So I tell you this, putting on this event, and it's awesome. We had 13 UFC veterans. We had one referee and 3 judges and 1 timekeeper, who, by the way, was my mother. Now, I'm going way back. I'm going back well over a decade when that statement was true. Now we've got all of those things exemplified, but it was massively interesting, and it was a massively big deal. And when you're putting together what's called a deck, it's going to look very impressive. We are better than everybody else because we were here before everybody else. It's very relevant. Lorenzo Fertitta himself stated the whole reason they bought the UFC and paid such a premium of $2 million when they got absolutely nothing for it, they didn't even get a .com, is because those letters, because they were here first. So I could get a meeting and I could get in front of anybody to make my pitch, and they loved it and they ate it up, and our buildings were packed, sold out in advance. And at some point, the question would come up, this is amateur? And the meetings ended. It was over. Now, the appearance was the same. And the state of Oregon, where we held these contests, is one of the few states in all of America still to this day where the very same commission that oversees the professionals oversees the amateurs. So you're not going to know a difference if I don't tell you. The times are the same. You guys might have seen amateur fights if you remember back in the day, but they wear shin pads or something like this. We didn't have that. There was no appearance. You would never know that this is amateur had this not been stated for you. Nothing about when you observe, but because it was, it changed everything. And I just share this for you. If you ever think you love great boxing and you wonder why the amateurs or even the Olympic trials, we're going to see all of the greats, all of the future stars right now today. You're going to see them all under one roof tonight. How come it's so easy to get a ticket? How come that event doesn't sell out? How come in the history of boxing that event has never sold out? And I can answer it for you because it's amateur. I can't tell you why that's bad. I love amateur myself. The NCAA, huge numbers. The Olympic Games, huge numbers. But there's not other amateur organizations who came out to say that this was an exhibition. Do you understand it's a legal term? I mean, can I start with that? If you don't understand that concept, then we can all get up and walk out right now. But if it is, in fact, an exhibition, which means the commission is not overseeing it, do you know why they went to Texas in the first place? It's not as though Texas is the fight capital of the world like they like to pretend it is. Of course, that's Las Vegas. Of course it is. They went to Texas in the first place because they believed the Texas Commission would sanction the match. Do you guys understand that? They chose Texas because they believed the commission would sanction the match. So now the question does become, why didn't they? I don't have an answer to that. I don't believe that there's anything new. I don't believe that somewhere within the licensing process something was discovered by Texas that said we won't touch it. I believe if that were the case, that they would have canceled the match, as opposed to put it into this new definition of exhibition. I watched Mike Tyson last night, who's been doing a great job with the media, by the way. And Mike had to weigh in on that. Mike had to really address this and touch this and talk about we're going to be trying to hurt each other. We're going to try to finish each other. We're going to be trying to knock each other out. And this whole article was like them trying to repair and put a hole in the boat that is known as exhibition. And then it finished the article by saying it is not yet stated if judges will be present. And from a production standpoint, all of these things can be fixed. They did this, Mike versus Roy. Commission refused to touch it, so you had your judges, and then it got really weird. You couldn't make the announcement inside of the ring. So then Mike and Roy leave the ring. So now you're out of the purview of the commission, at least as they saw it when you make the announcement, except Mike and Roy are standing on the ramp. I mean, you can fix this from a production standpoint as long as you don't show anybody how the sausage was made. But this is a very interesting one. Right? I mean, regardless of everything and everywhere I just took you, let's just start with this. Why did it not get sanctioned? Why? What was found or what was discovered? What changed? What's new? Why did it go into the category of exhibition, and who put it there? It's a big deal. It's a very big deal, right? If you're a commission and you're looking at something and you decide that you cannot sanction it, that something does now not get to go out of your purview. You would have authority over it just by the fact that they attempted to get you to. So who decided they would not sanction it, but also did not decide that it should be canceled, decide that it should go on as an exhibition? And if I'm over your head and you're not understanding that, there's really not a lot I can do. I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you for not understanding that. But that's not how it works. If that is how it worked, then nobody would ever need to attempt to get a license again. Nobody would ever need to work with a commission again. You would set up a ring, you throw any fights you want, you insert the word exhibition. Anything that you've ever heard about an organization having the rights to somebody, and they can go out and grapple, but they can't go out and box. They can go out and do anything they want. We just use this word instead of that one. We use the word exhibition instead of fight. We just keep going on and on. I really am very curious here. I don't think we're ever going to get an answer. I am fully aware that these two are trying to beat each other. I'm fully aware that they're going to compete even if it goes on their records or doesn't go on their records. But who made this decision? And with what information did they obtain yesterday prior to this announcement being made that they did not previously have? Your Honor, your witness.